Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. We did it. We went back. It took a while. Not the combat itself was not that bad. I think I got a little more lucky this time. My companions weren't as beat up from the battle as they were in the first time we tried. I still only had 4 people taken, with 2 of my spots taken up by debris. I should have shown the end of the battle. I got carried away in defeating the guy, but I also was a little more liberal with throwing down my the runes that Nadir has. I threw them all over the back line, so even if the archers were running like back and forth dodging attacks, they would land on a rune, which seemed to help a lot. I also got some lucky crits from Krifta on the main guy, so he dropped in like the first 2 or 3 rounds, and even though like Gorgoro got knocked out pretty fast, none of the other guys have armor, so after breaking his armor with Gorgoro, it wasn't that bad to let the other 3 handle the rest of the fight. So that's kind of how we dealt with that, and here we are. Your companions put the last of the Bandul to the sword, and soon it is only Kassar who remains, defeated but visibly enjoying himself despite that. This man is crazy. Moving over to him, you look down at the man, noticing that a grin yet remains on his twisted features. And to think we could have been friends, he managed, a delirious smile on his face. You threatened to eat me like 20 minutes ago, sir. Moments later, his eyes become still and his grin fades, muscles now limp. Unable to stand the sight of the man any longer, one of your komis throws a cloth over his face, declaring it over. With Kassar's Sakret completely routed and the man himself on a one-way trip to Tartarus, you direct your companions to gather up as much as possible from the surrounding cave camp. Nearby, an hour later, you leave with Kassar's body and a hefty haul. You set back to the Comitatus, victors returning from a battle hard fought. Holy God! We've got herbs, bogweed, supplies, a Hari trophy, tribal trinkets, exquisite weapon, torture devices, and a trap. And a lot of money. Wow. You emerge from the caverns to find the rest of your comitatus camped outside in the aftermath of the battle. Their timing is impeccable. Your haul and Kassar's body are weighty enough to exhaust anyone, so you have everything loaded up, including the now dead Dune Stalker. Seeing this, one of your crew approaches you about another corp, Rej's. We found Rej in them dunes, too, boss. Turns out Thaddeus killed the poor sod with a javelin. Fitting way for a rat to go, I reckon. Want me to load him up with this ugly effer? He says, and you realize he is referring to Kassar. You nod, telling the man to do so, and soon the body is thrown into the cart along with Kassar's. I was honestly thinking we should just leave it out here in the desert and be like, yeah, that guy got killed. Oops. Sparing a moment to examine it, you find the deadly wound just below the heart. A near-perfect throw. Rej's eyes and features are frozen in perpetual surprise. A traitor, it seems, has gotten his comeuppance. With the bodies of both men loaded up, the Comitatus continues its journey. We had enough space for all the crap we picked up? I'm kind of amazed. Just barely. We got herbs, so much bogweed. Wow. Good luck offloading that. All right, rest in the desert. Let's send our dudes out. We lost 6 fighters, a slave. We lost Rej and 2 mounts. That wasn't too bad. Honestly, didn't we pick up two mounts just and 2 fighters? So we didn't lose too much in the battle. 1 supply. And I'm gonna hold on to my insight here in case we have like some convincing to do when we're in Aharkada. Like, we go in there and he's like, you killed my friend, and I'm like, he was a bad guy, and he's like, I don't believe you. Anyway, that's how that goes down. Let's move the bogweed into our hidden compartments so we can hide those if need be. Defend, not needed. Enter the weathered compound. I don't know why I clicked on that. I enter the compound, find and speak with the Centurion Decimus Ectorius Aharkada's steward. After scouring the Grand Hall for a time, you eventually find Decimus in an austere office with his family. He appears to be playing dice with his son, a boy of no more than 12 years, and his mother, Decimus's wife, is entertaining their young daughter, a fair girl who seems several years younger. When the centurion looks up at you, you spy a smile on his lips. You soon begin conversing. You might want to send your children away when I show you the body of the guy. Huh, you can inquire about all sorts of stuff. But we will bring forth the bodies of Rej and Kassar. Skornar and Gorgoro lost loyalty. Garrick lost loyalty. What the hell do you care, Garrick? You weirdo. Maybe he wanted me to take like the monetarily most beneficial route, perhaps. These two though, I'm more than stoked. Garrick's easy. You just give him money, he's happy. So these two, that's great. You ignore Decimus. You inform Decimus of your victory against Kassar, a bitter, hard-fought melee that ultimately resulted in the Dunestalker's demise. The man bids you bring forth the body, and thus you do, explaining the other did not make it, Rej his servant. What happened to Rej? Decimus says softly. He has served me for nearly a decade, and he is a wily fellow. Did Kassar brutalize him? Oh, don't tell him! Oh, man. Anyway. You resolved to tell the full truth. Rej sought to betray him, proposing a deal and ruse that would ultimately destroy both House Ectorius and for all intents and purposes Ahar Kada as it is now. He mentioned a powerful outside contact being the driving factor for his decision, the one that he framed as pragmatism. Decimus is taken aback, but with the bodies having arrived, he and his men conduct their inspection, facing the inevitable conclusion it really is Kassar. The consensus is swift, and Decimus is pleased beyond words, elated even. You speak for a time about Rej. The man is disappointed, but he perseveres, apparently caught up in the thrill that follows a revelatory victory. I wonder if we had abandoned the battle and been like, we killed Rej or abandoned him, he would have been way more pissed. I guess victory heals all wounds. He addresses the room when he speaks. His voice is brimming with flair and passion. I commend you on an astounding effort, Vagrus. Kassar is dead and House Ectorius yet stands. Let this be a night of revelry and celebration, ladies and gentlemen. Let this be the night where we sheathe our blades and drink, hands clasped, dreams realized. Raising his fist, Decimus stands and then lets out a victorious cry, his retinue following suit. A night of revelry awaits you in your comes. In swift order, the Grand Hall is transformed to house a banquet and an open bar all in one. The soldiers of House Ectorius leave and return, bringing spouses to the celebration as it begins to evolve and thrive. Servants hurriedly cart around food and liquor while chefs prepare meals for the swelling hall, where scores of guests have now seated themselves, your crew included. Amid the burgeoning chaos and jubilation of it all, Decimus steps forward, a tankard in his hand, as he addresses the gathered men and women. Warriors and friends of House Ectorius, welcome! Tonight is an auspicious night, as it is the night when Ahar Kada is finally liberated. Salvation at last, he bellows, and with a short hurrah follows. One figure is the biggest reason why, and that soul sits with us now, fearless having conquered the heart of the most savage of enemies, Kassar the Dunestalker. But fret not, dear friends, for our fellow and ally does not bow down to savagery. He shoots you a glance, a roguish smile playing on his lips. Hold high your drinks, brothers and sisters, drinking deeply of courage, freed from our stores on this, the finest of fine nights. His speech concluded, Decimus raises his fist once more, and a final hurrah echoes throughout the Grand Hall. The revelry soon finds full swing, and the hours drift by as drinks are downed and tales of strife and bravery are told. In the small hours of the morning, everything begins to wind down, and even Decimus declares himself spent for the night. Before he returns in for the night, you speak of your compensation. Gain morale, we gained vigor, lost vigor, and lost all our movement. Of course, Vagrus, I did not seem conceited at the feast. It was never wise to openly flaunt one's wealth. Not even Old Hand Marcus, who the hell is that, would know what peril yet lies before House Ectorius. For both your victory and your decision to bring light Reg's treachery, I shall be eternally grateful. Now follow me. I shall take you to our vaults, he adds, flashing a grin. Decimus sets off at a brisk pace from the Grand Hall, entering his austere office and retrieving something from his desk. Afterward, you keep pace with the man as he takes you downstairs into a labyrinth of corridors, each one a designated living space for soldiers or mercenaries. Finally arriving at a door at the end of a corridor, he uses a key to reveal a decorated armory, replete with a large range of masterfully crafted weaponry. Moving to the far wall, he unlocks a cabinet, taking from it a polished S-stock fashioned of what looks like steel in a palm-sized pouch. Throwing the pouch onto a nearby hardwood table, he gestures for you to sit down. A sizable pile of bros, all in all, he declares, fixing you with smiling eyes. And this, he says, laying the sword on the table and allowing his gaze to examine it. I crafted it myself. It was to be for my son one day, my only heir, but, he smiles, crafting and tempering it was sublime experience, truly calming, and one that I intend to repeat. Next time I will create something better, or so I hope. Only the best for my boy, you see, he grins. You thank him for the coin and the weapon. It is not every day that one lays an eye on such a sword in the Riven realms. Ah, it's nothing, not after what you've done. Now what do you say, Vagrus? Want to stay for a one-on-one nightcap to conclude our affairs here tonight? Stay for the drink. Decimus flashes a debonair grin before gathering a bottle from a cabinet close by. He sets down 2 ornate goblets and pours a sizable drink for you both. You taste a rich and heady wine, its strength is considerable, and soon you find yourself happily tiddly. The conversation flows easily from its inception, the two of you trading tales between hearty debates on more philosophical matters. Listen, you'll find me somewhere near the compound's grand hall, but I want you to know that there are already wheels in motion that will ignite future prosperity in Ahar Kada. Our connections to the legions remain strong, and in time we shall have weapons aplenty to sell. Should you ever need of good, reliable weapons, return to me in a month, and I will point you in the direction of some of our best. Soon, House Aqua and Venari will join us too. There is opportunity here for you, should you be so inclined as to take it. Interesting. We will definitely come back here in the future. With your drink finished and the hour late, you tell Decimus that it is time for you to return to your crew in Comitatus. He nods and rises to his feet, extending his hand. The handshake is firm and his gaze is one of respect. It has been a privilege, Vagrus. May your new blade find true purchase among the wastrels and degenerates of the realm. May your Comitatus prosper forevermore. You reciprocate Decimus's wishes and return to the Comitatus jubilated. 50 bros, gained renown, insight, exquisite weapon. Fantastic news. Good job, team. Let's go ahead and just sleep on the ground. In the day. And we will hit the road, I think. Yeah, we don't have a lot of space here anyway, so sort the inventory, head out, and we'll start, well, let's just double check that herbs and bogweed are... Sell in Care and Keep. Sell in Cobber. Oh, we should sell the herbs in the oil fields, it seems. Maybe even here? Oh, no, the oil fields. Okay. I was like so excited to see 22, and I realize, so oil field Venari is where we want to go. Is bogweed even listed on here? Is that a crafted material? No, it's not a metal. Bogweed. Ah, okay, so it is contraband everywhere we go. I wonder... Ooh, the Carpenters Guild has a thing in Cobber, so we should take it there, most likely. So Renaris is where we have something to take there. Was it Renaris that we wanted to... I immediately forgot. Renaris is where we wanted to take the bogweed, correct? Or not the bogweed, the herbs. Yes. Oh no, Venari. I didn't even have Renaris on here. Yes. So Venari is where we're taking the herbs. So one further than Renaris. Good to know. Okay, onward. Back to the capital. Let's get our movement speed. There's Renaris, not too far away. We have plenty of supplies. We should be able to get back to Cobber, I think, without having to purchase any more supplies. Or at least very few supplies, I would think. Ah, Ren! What happened, Ren? You didn't even fight in the last battle. Sort of. No! Oh, you're weak as hell. Well, we can get some free supplies. Let's defend equally. Actions. Makeshift barricade. Solid strategy. And then let's go ahead and cull their ranks. Get some combat in here. Ren's down for the count, but that should be fine. Let's go for a standard crew. Gorgoro, you are weak as heck. So instead, we will send out Scornar. Yes, that looks good. Let's do this. Go ahead and just start stabbing. Just start stabbing everywhere. Let's get some stuns going down, maybe? Did not stun him. A lunge and a miss. Fire away. Gunshot. Nah, you goober. Fantastic. One down. Good axe shot. Now they're all gonna shuffle around and lunge at me. There we go. Middle guy. 6 crit is great. Kriefta's crits are fantastic. I should see if there's like a crit weapon or item that I can give her, just because she seems to be able to do that already, just based on her build. Good crit on the one guy. Can we axe him to death? We can. 3 to go. A little bit of damage, not too bad. Good dodge. One of them bled to death, I assume? Alright, drop a rune underneath. Good block. Scornar might be like worming his way into the main rotation. He's a solid tank. Good shot. Let the thing do its work. And he's gone. Not too bad. Pretty quick. Roll well. Gorgoro's down. They are retreating. Let's just let them go. We don't really need to hunt those guys down. Give our people a chance to heal, perhaps. No such luck. But we did get some stuff. And after that battle, we have we're a little short on distance. Alright, so we have something to turn in here. Turn in. Sort. Any new missions? Phlegatus Bridge. We could take some stuff to... we're heading to Kabur, so it just makes sense. We could take stuff for House Aqua to Kabur as well, but we'd need to boost our inventory, and we don't have the capacity to do so. So, instead, I'm thinking I will buy... just get the rumors. You want to go to Oilfield Venari? So, sure. I'm thinking we might want to just buy oil here. We're at Renaris, right? So if we buy... I assume it's a crafted good? Oil? Nope, it must be a raw material. Indeed it is. So if we bought it for 7... no, we can't make any money off of that. Okay, we could take it to Karen Keep, but that's the wrong direction, so... we will instead... just buy 1 oil and give it to Gorgoro. 1. Alright, movement is good. Yeah, like I said, we don't have enough space for that, so that's not gonna fly. Let's head out. We gotta go a little further west, so rest. Gorgoro, I have a gift for you. Oil. Let's ask him about orcs. Ask him about his past. Aha! He's okay with talking to me finally. I have a long history of tournaments, mercenary work and duels. Not sure if there's a point in recounting all of it. Is there something specific you'd like to talk about? Ask him where he hails from. Gorgoro stares into the night for a while before answering. I come from a humble tribal background. Believe it or not, most of us orcs do. The long silence that follows tells you he does not wish to discuss it further. Damn it! Not something I like to talk about. I'm sure he's said that to me like a million times. Loyalty is in alignment, but he doesn't trust me. What is your loyalty at, my man? We have a thing for Eilani as well. Give a gift, survival kit. Alright. So let's take a peek here. Friendly, neutral, friendly, congenial. Is that better than friendly? No, friendly is better. Amicable is the best. Neutral, friendly, neutral. All right, he's neutral. I need to get him to at least congenial, I assume. And congenial. Really? He's not higher? I'm kind of surprised. I should be getting more fighters, I realized, because I lost some dudes. Let's see here. Rest. Let's go back to 100% for now. Get our stuff back up to what it was before, and then we can drop back down to 50 once we get everything back up to 9 and so on. So everything, these are at 9. Let's roll back on the vigor here. Good healing. I think investing in like the herbalism and other stats that raise your just base chance to heal is actually pretty solid. All right, we got bone. Oh, I should have sold those bones. That would have allowed me to, and the hides. Oh no, wait, did I get that? I don't remember. I think I got that before I reached the oil fields. That's my bad. I could have gotten that other mission. Anything here? Turn in. Available. Goods to the Stygius lumber camp. That might be worthwhile. And then we can actually try out the lumbering thing. And we probably still need some days. So we're like 2 to 3 days away from Cobberer. We still have 18 days to go. Yeah, I think a mission to the lumber camp is a worthwhile endeavor. Oh, we should sell the herbs here too, by the way. Sell. This is like, I'll try it. It's not gonna work. Okay. So let's leave. Or we don't have any more movement today. So let's exchange for news. Learn about House Aqua's hardships. Mercenaries, Onyx Outpost. We are probably going to the Onyx Outpost. So let's go ahead and take you with me as well. And we will rest in the Manzio today. Get our vigor all the way back up. More healing has been done. And then head out. Supercargo. I like that that's a deputy. It's like it's more like it's not an event, but a status effect. I like the idea though that supercargo is the name of the deputy though. And we can go back down to 50 food. Fantastic. They're on bare bones rations. Who needs food in this land? Not me. Alright, back to Cobber. We've made it. Approach the guards. Nothing to hide. And then have our associates get us inside. Okay. Turn these all in. Anything to take to Onyx Outpost or the Stygius Lumber Camp is a good idea. But before we do that, let's explore the city, go for a walk, have a glimpse into the future. That's a lot! We got insight! Hell yeah! Oh, sorry for just clicking through that, but I was like, what do I get out of this? Or did I just yeet 3 silver for no reason? You know, I'll take an insight. That's pretty solid. What are we up to with insight? 16! I'm tempted to increase my maximum resourcefulness, but I also kind of want to like save it for to boosting my companions as they like as their leveling up becomes available. Anyway, back to the missions. So, Stygius Lumber Camp, take. Sort our inventory here. Yeah, all of these are at the Onyx Outpost or the Stygius Lumber Camp. So, more Onyx Outpost. Yes. 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 There's so many missions available here. I think it might just be this last one here, Onyx Outpost. Alright, I don't think all of these supplies are ours, so let's go ahead and fill out the rest of our inventory with the cheap supplies that we can get here. And now we will just head south. Exchange for news. Are any of you going the right way? You are not. We will learn about news. We learned about Scrap Heap. We've been to Scrap Heap once upon a time. If we just kept heading south past the River Umbra, could we actually get there now? I don't know. It's down here somewhere. We were there in the tutorial. I would love to try and get back there, but maybe another day. We are heading out. To the lumber camp we go. We're doing good. We're all on 50% rations, but everybody's in a good mood. Orgora is healed a little. Oops. We could go to this place. Maybe later. We have a mission to do, which is to turn in the resources we picked up. But that would be an interesting place. Oh no! A shrill cry pierces the air, forcing you and your Komes to divert attention to what swiftly becomes a wailing. You set off with haste toward the source of worrisome noises. When you arrive at the source, one of your crew is thrashing on the ground, clutching his ankle, which is already swollen to twice its normal size. You observe the wounded Komes. We have no medical supplies. We have no antidote. Oh no! He was stung by a scorpion roughly the size of your palm. You can see the venom taking hold, the swelling is getting worse, and his skin is taken on a sickly sheen, discolored by black and blue tinges. His cries do not cease, despite any protest to the contrary. The venom of some desert scorpions is generally lethal. Someone with the requisite training in medicine, a deft hand, and a surgeon's blade might be able to save the man, but the whole Comitatus would have to stop and wait for the procedure to be done, hoping for the survival of the unlucky slave. Well, unfortunately we don't have it. Harvick gained loyalty. We put him to death to save him from a painful death. You draw a knife, waste no time, immediately slitting the man's throat while he writhes in agony. At first there is shock in his eyes, but in his death throes you also glimpse acceptance, perhaps even a soft prayer to the gods. Most members of the Comitatus look on with resigned acceptance in their eyes, though some are more affected, perhaps feeling a little perturbed by how quickly and willingly you cut your losses. They avert their gaze when you meet their eyes, even if they do not know it yet. Such is the way of the wasteland. Well, you know, there are worse outcomes. Ooh, the music got spooky. Da 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 da. It's like a vampire is gonna pop out at any moment. I just saw that it was 100% chance to fail. Sorry guys, I sent you on a mission that had no chance of succeeding. We have reached the lumber camp. Missions to turn in, fantastic news. Alright, so, look around the rickety buildings, ask the foreman some questions, ask him about the breach. How do we go in? What? Ask what you need to know about this place and the lumbering effort. Blah, 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 blah. We've already learned about all this. Certain preconditions you need to fulfill before they will allow you inside the forest. Sufficient working crew, at least 20 hands, the tools they will be using, a source of light, and more importantly, tokens that can be purchased here. Okay, so we need... Well, let's buy tokens for lumbering. That's a lot of tokens. 57? Can somebody do the math for me here? 12 times 5 is, you get a discount of 3 if you buy 60 or 15 instead of, let's just do the 3. Leave the office. We need 20 workers. We do not have enough. Oh no, we could get just enough. So let's get enough workers here. So we have 17 slaves. Let's get a couple more fighters to replace the fighters we abandoned once upon a time. Or not abandoned, but lost in the battle back in the day. We need 3 workers, so you're all up. You're mercenaries for hire up in here. Bogweed contraband. I should have tried to sell you in copper. I forgot. My bad. Okay, so I think we have everything we can do. The breach. You need 20 workers. You need 8 movement, 1 companion, lumbering token, and you must have good quality tools. Ooh, we should keep an eye out for exquisite tools. I don't know where you would find those, but I'm interested. So we need more movement, so let's go ahead and rest, just for today. We're doing good. So yeah, let's do normal rations. Apparently, yeah, we can't guard our way out of obedience and morale, so we'll just do normal rations. Sleeping on the floor. Ren has healed up. Exchange for more news. No new passengers. All right, let us try the lumbering. I'm very interested to see how this goes. The breach is a broad causeway starting at the edge of the camp that borders the dead forest. This is where the lumbering crews start their delvings into the dangerous woods right after sunrise, and this is where they emerge after their work is done for the day. A large bonfire stands in the center of the clearing to guide people back to the safety of the breach. And the camp itself. Next to this imposing beacon is a shack where several stretchers are stored so that injured personnel may swiftly be transported to the medicos if needed. There are several guards posted here to make sure only teams with adequate equipment and the right credentials are allowed to into the forest for their own safety. Head into the breach. Yeah, everybody but Ren. Scornar? Versus... I'm not leaving Kreefta behind. Are you crazy? We don't need 3 frontline people. All right. The one I would possibly swap out is Harvick. Like, Scornar's pretty good. It's a toss-up between them, but let's stick with Harvick for now. And then confirm. The guards stop you before you could even take a step toward the dead forest. After you produce all the items and equipment they want to inspect, you are allowed through. You are told to step to the side so that the delvers behind you may go through the process as well while you put together an expedition. An expedition crew you want to go delving with. You pick your team carefully and distribute your gear among them. You even hold a little briefing and reiterate all the important details you all need to keep in mind in order to survive the venture you are about to undertake. For the forest is replete with dangers. Once everything is said and done, you set out into the breach, and so you leave behind the safety of Stygius Lumber Camp. We lose a token? You quickly march through the initial stretch of the woodland beyond the breach, but as soon as you leave it behind, a veil of twilight descends upon the forest around you. The beacon at the breach is nowhere to be seen, and the scarce illumination struggles to light the way. Thus, the trek slows down fairly drastically, with everyone paying more attention to where they step and what they touch. Following the path is an equally vital task, as you do not want to get lost among the menacing twisted trunks. Being on high alert at all times makes delving through the dead forest an exhausting undertaking. Despite that, you continue to traverse the labyrinthine depths of the woods. It is most definitely an arduous affair. What would be good? Twilight is bad. Scoutmaster would be better. Oh, we don't have a Scoutmaster. Okay. Or no, I thought we did. I guess we don't. Magical sense, survival, herb lore, and navigation are bonuses. We succeeded! Woo! You arrive atop a fell where several promising trunks and branches protrude towards the benighted skies. After carefully observing them, you conclude that some of them can be cut down. When your team collects all of the valuable timber they can, you instruct them to pack up and transport the cargo. So far, so good. Cool. You venture deeper into the forest in hopes of finding suitable locations with trees to fell for valuable timber. A layer of murky dimness engulfs the lifeless husks of the trees you are weaving through, leaving very little in the way of illumination. Therefore, the pace at which you are advancing is modest at best. You see torches in the distance, and you instruct your people to sneak close without making noise to see who or what they are. What you see behind a line of desiccated trees is another delving group in a clearing, cutting down a tree or two that appear to contain a decent amount of usable timber. They are so preoccupied with the task at hand that they completely forgot to post guards or lookouts. That means they could be easily surrounded and goaded into abandoning the timber, or even outright ambushed if you wish. Creep up on the group and shock them with menacing grandeur into giving up their prize. This sounds like a wild thing to do. Let's do it. We succeeded. We gained loyalty. Harvick, Garrick, and Nadir are like, yes! You are boasting about your companions' armaments and prowess in battle, assuring the other group that they would have their arses kicked and faces bashed in if it came to an actual fight. Further flaunting fierce fighting abilities and bullying them, you expect an immediate change in their hostile stance towards you, especially now that your men have taken the cue from you and are acting in line with what you are saying. Some are even taking it upon themselves to be quite vocal about the situation and are coming up with their own witty, aggressive marks. Many of them are even smashing their weapons into the trees around them and are showing off their skills with their own war gear as if it was a competition. The other group appears to be thoroughly intimidated by all the bombast and bravado you put on display in front of them, and your commendable attempt reaches its goal of bullying them into submission, or at least into standing down and retreating into the forest. Once they are farther away, you order your crew to pack up and leave this place in case they come back in greater numbers. Content with what you have achieved, you carry on. If the sun was strong enough to penetrate the oppressing shroud of twilight covering the dead forest, you would be able to see that it has passed its zenith. Barring that, you can only come to the conclusion that it is afternoon by realizing the dusk and light has been the same for many hours now. That means you only have half a day left to look for more wood. They said you shouldn't hang out in the afternoon. I remember them saying that. So let's go back to camp. After carefully considering your... And we stole somebody else's lumber, so we should probably just get out of here. You weigh your options and decide it is best course of action to return to Stygius Lumber Camp now. You are giving the word, and the crew starts making its way back through the forsaken forest, following the winding paths you took, backtracking your steps with the help of your improvised map. After a while, you catch a glimpse of the beacon glimmering in the distance, indicating you are on the right track. Soon enough, you are treading back through the breach, back toward camp. Once you are back inside, you take account of what you have brought back. Lost 5 movement. With your expedition into the dead forest concluded, your Komes lay out your spoils for you to see. Your efforts were probably not worth it. We gained 6 timber. Aww. You decide what to do next. You check on your crew with whom you have returned from the forest, and also the rest of your comitatus. Assess the condition of your companions and the comitatus as a whole. Nobody seems to be worse off than before today's expedition, except for the exhaustion, which is considered fortuitous and Stygius. It is certainly a relief. We lost 3 vigor. Wow. Well, that was interesting. I think the plan is to go to Onyx Outpost next, and then head back to Kabur, and then head through the stone gate to the other side. When we hit Kabur, we should visit the prince and ask about repairing the gate on this side so we can kind of move that quest along as well. But for now, we will pause the episode there. If you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more Vagrus, the Riven Realms, or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!